Well, howdy. Well, this tale starts a while back, and it starts with a rifle, the rifle you're looking at. That rifle is a Frank Wesson. Now, who is Frank Wesson? Well, Frank is the youngest son of Sam Wesson of Smith & Wesson fame, and he figured he would trade on his family name and market a rifle. This was during the beginnings of the Civil War, and it was a single-shot bolt-action or breech-loading rifle that shot rimfire ammunition. Well, I saw this thing recently at a local, well, not a while back actually, at a local gun store, and I just fell in love with it and I bought it. I also bought a box of 100 rounds of 32 rimfire, which is what this shoots. And that 32 rimfire, it alone cost $100 because, well, it hasn't been made since the 1970s. The last manufacturer of it was in Argentina, and they haven't made it since, what was that, about 35 years. So, what am I going to do? Well, recently I went to a gun show. Let me show you something about the Frank Wesson. First of all, Frank Wesson is a single shot. You'll notice it has two triggers. The front trigger, first of all, you put it at half cock, pull the front trigger, and it pops open like this. Feed in your round, shut it, cock it, and fire. And this one is a later model. You can tell it's a later model. That means 1868 or so, because it has the one thing that the original did not have, which is a way to extract the round, or the shell. And that's this extractor right here. It's a manual extractor. Anyway, so I'm always on the lookout for more 32 rimfire ammunition. And I went to a gun show recently, and, well, one booth I ran into had this. Those are copper shells of 32 rimfire, both short and long. You can tell from the lead that these are really old. And they're not brass, these are copper, which is the initial way they made these. Well, to buy those, I had to buy a revolver to go with it, and this is the revolver. That's a Hopkins and Allen 32 rimfire. It's called an XL. It's a 5-shot, and it's in actually pretty good condition. But I didn't really want the revolver. I wanted the ammunition. And yes, it does work in the Wesson, but it also works in this Hopkins and Allen. But anytime I see 32 rimfire, I grab it because of that. The Hopkins and Allen was another small company. This is also from the, probably 1860s. And it's a small pocket rimfire 5-shot. And the way it works is you can load through this little trough here, but to unload you have to actually pull the pin, oops, and drop the cylinder on the floor. Oh, let me get the cylinder. Okay. Anyway, pull the cylinder, and then you can use this pin to beat the shells out if necessary. Copper shells do get stuck in the chamber easily. That was one of the problems they had with these. Let me see if I can show you how it's done while I put this back together again. Come on now. There. And it was a, oh, got pushed all the way in. Or did I? There, all the way in. There. And it works pretty well. Quite an interesting looking little revolver. Well, while I was at that gun show, by the way, being a Civil War vintage revolver, and that's not covered by the ATF at all. It's not considered a firearm. Well, I bought another non-firearm. This is actually, it's called a Platz Patroon, and what it is, this is a blank firing starting pistol from Germany circa 1930s, probably used in conjunction with, if not at, the 1930s Olympics that took place in Berlin. And the way it works is kind of cool. You can see that this trigger pulls back when it's a huge trigger that pulls back when you yeah, I can never figure out how to do it. When you cock it, it's got beautiful bluing on it, absolutely gorgeous, and it only cost me $60 because it's not a real gun. It shoots a small. It's got a lever here for opening up the chamber. It shoots a, I don't know if it's a 22 or whatever, but it's some kind of a blank. And I've been looking for some blanks to see if they would fit it. I haven't found any yet, but I have my hopes. Anyway, but I can now shoot my Frank Wesson